What's going on, guys? It's Cimoooooooo. So, not even 10 minutes ago, we just got a brand new ban list. Now, I'm currently on the way home back from San Diego. I took a little vacation with my family. We stopped at a Starbucks. I don't know where the hell we are, but apparently this video is sponsored by Shell, by Range Rover, and by Starbucks because this is where we're recording. But I wanted to get this to you guys as fast as possible because we have been waiting for this ban list for so long. So there's not going to be any images in this list, and I'm going to do more discussions on it once I get back home. However, for the time being, let's just go ahead and discuss what this new list has to hold. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to be using my girlfriend's phone. She's recording with my actual phone, so bear with me if I have to unlock it. So it looks like it says it's effective starting May 21st, 2018. So today is the 14th. So that means it's going to be in effect next week. So if you have a regional coming up this weekend, you're still going to be abiding by the old list. So just do keep that in mind. But so May 21st, that's actually pretty good. That's right before we get the Brandish and the Sky Strikers that have Dark Saviors. That's going to change the nationals and some of the regionals up. But let's go ahead and see. Okay, so right off the bat, Astrograph Sorcerer is banned. That seems pretty damn good. I think a lot of people were vouching that Astrograph Sorcerer should be banned. It's completely and utterly just oppressive in Pendulum Magician. It's just degenerate being able to cycle the one Astrograph Sorcerer. And realistically, unless you ban the card or like ban Electromite, that card's just going to be just completely abused. I think a lot of people are happy with this hit. It indirectly hits a lot of other Pendulum decks too, like Zephyra and things like that. But realistically, I think this is probably a very good hit because I think people are just really sick of Pendulum Magician right now, and that's really going to be difficult for that deck to recover. It's not impossible because the OCG plays still with Pendulum Magician, but I think they might still have Astrograph Sorcerer. But I think that's a really good hit to start everything off. So moving down the list, let's see here. Masterpiece is gone too. Okay, so we just hit the best deck of the format, and now we just hit the second best deck of the format. Masterpiece, again, one of the most oppressive cards in the game. A lot of people were just saying that this card should be banned, and I think that is absolutely justified that it is. I think that's a good hit. I mean, I think that, I don't know if Diagrams hit yet, but I think that that card is just, you know, it's not like the worst card in the game, but it's one of those cards that if you don't have an answer, it automatically just wins you the game, and it's really good at doing that. So I don't think a lot of people are upset about that, maybe some of the Draco players, but I think that's a good hit overall. Let's see, and then Phoenixian Cluster Amaryllis. Okay, so this is a preemptive hit. We don't yet have Plant FDK in the TCG. That I know of, there might be like a variant that's less consistent than the OCG, but this is a really good hit for that. If we do get the necessary pieces that we need, like Summon Sorceress, Needle Fiber, the Aeromage, Link Monster, that's another piece we're still missing. But I like that that's a preemptive hit. That card literally does nothing but just essentially facilitate FTK. So just ban it, and then basically it creates a better design space for more cards to be made in the future so that they won't be abusing cards like this. So pretty good hits so far. Holy, they hit Supreme King Dragon Starving Venom too. Okay, like Astrograph Sorcerer realistically was enough, but now the fact that they hit Starving Venom to stop the Pendulum FDK, I really don't agree with this hit. Like, I'm shocked that they did it because they could have just banned Nightingale and it would have just effectively solved the problem. I really like Starving Venom as a card because the fact that it can copy other card effects is so cool, and if you ban Astrograph Sorcerer, now you don't have to worry about Electromite and Astrograph looping, so I don't realistically understand why they hit it. So a little bit confusing. I guess the good thing is now, I mean, I guess Pendulum FDK was already eradicated, but now it's like for sure dead. And then Ancient Fairy Dragon. Wow. Okay, so the OCG has this card banned. I think a lot of us probably saw this coming, especially now with like the Golden Castle of Stromberg FDKs, even though, again, we don't have those cards. It's another preemptive hit. Ancient Fairy Dragon has just been one of the most powerful synchro tools, and we've still been able to abuse it, but I think now its time has come. I'm not happy with the hit. I really like Ancient Fairy Dragon for what it does, but I think it's a little bit too powerful of a card for what it can do in the current format. Maybe it can come back at another date, but I don't know. It's good hit, but I like Ancient Fairy Dragon. I'm a little bit biased there. So still moving down, Rank Up Magic Argent Chaos Force is banned as well. So I believe this is the card that they used for the Zexalock with Pendulum Magician. So they're really hitting all the decks that just say you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! On turn 1, which is really surprising because they've been a little bit, I would say, laissez-faire about that in the past. So, you know, I think that's a really strong hit. And then, holy what the fuck? They banned Grass? That Grass Looks Greener is banned. Oh my god. That's insane. The OCG still has that card at 3 and it's banned for us? That's so weird. Why? Like, the argument I guess you could make is that, you know, it's kind of like that if it resolves, like, you just lost. It doesn't matter how good or bad the mill is in a 60-card deck. The game's just over, but there was actually, like, a point to play, like, 60-card decks, but now with Grass banned, that's so weird. That pretty much just killed off, like, almost an entire archetype in its own right. And I'm like, yeah, 40-card Lightsworn or 40-card zombie decks, like, kind of exist, but the 60-card variant was where it's at because that's just seen the most success in the past. So I'm just really shocked that they hit Grass. That's surprising, to say the least. And that's it for the Forbidden cards. So, wow. Okay, so the meta's really going to get shaken up. Yeah, Pendulum's going to be in trouble. Draco lost Masterpiece. Diagram isn't banned, so that's interesting because Diagram could potentially still be used in other decks. I don't know if it's limited or yet not, but we'll just have to see. Yeah, they hit a lot of, like, the problem decks, and then Grass getting banned is just out of nowhere. That's really weird. Okay, so moving on. On to Limited. Dynamite is back at Limited. I think that's fine because now with Masterpiece banned, Dynamite's free to come back. I know in the OCG they can play Draco still, even though Masterpiece is banned, and Diagram too. Even though it hasn't had a ton of success, it's still something that's been playable. So that's totally fine. And then we have... Oh, wow! Gem Knight Master Diamond got limited. Okay, so that also puts a check on the Gem Knight FTK. So they really went after the FTK decks hard on this list. Is that the right call? I don't think so. I think hitting Lapis would have just been better because Master Diamond is, like, kind of one of the central strategies of that deck. And by hitting Lapis, then Lapis is the card that burns, and you can only copy it so many times with Diamond, so I don't know. That's another call that I would just feel like it wasn't properly hit. But again, I mean, if Gem Knight FTK is no longer a deck, then people aren't going to play it anyway. So I think that might just be, you know, kind of... no matter what you hit, I feel like people aren't going to play the deck. So that's fine. Chain Strike went to Limited from Semi-Limited. That's really odd. It's not like Chainburn's been doing anything. Chainburn's kind of been out of the format since Zodiac was gone. So that's a bit of an odd one. But I really don't have much to say about it. It's just kind of weird that they hit a random card like Chain Strike. And that's going to do it for the Limited cards. So there's only 3 of them, but I think those are fine. It's like I said, with Gem Knights, if they hit any card for the FTK, I feel like people are just going to sway away from that deck because now there's really no point to play it. And Dynamite is fine with Masterpiece banned. Diagram is still unlimited, and I think that's really, really cool. And then wrapping things up with the Semi-Limited list, we have... Oh, I guess there's the Unlimiteds too, but Semi-Limit, we have Apocryphal Towers. Pretty irrelevant. I don't think anyone's going to be playing Towers anytime soon. And then Ring of Destruction going to Semi-Limited is kind of interesting. It's like spot removal, but like no one's really playing Ring of Destruction that much anyway. So, I mean, that's fine. And then to the Unlimits, we have, oh shit, Atlantean Dragoons is at 3. Mermail players, rejoice. Those ultimate rare copies of Dragoons are going to go through the roof. But that's really cool. 3 Dragoons is a little bit nuts. Grand Soil is going to be unlimited, but that's going to have the errata, so that doesn't really matter. Ignis Heat is unlimited from Limited, so that's pretty notable. Again, with Masterpiece banned, though, it doesn't really matter a whole lot. You're just playing, like, Draco Control at that point. Mathematician to 3. I've been advocating for this for a while. That's one of the best generic cards in the game, so I think that's cool that that card finally went back to 3. Grand Mole went to 3! Finally! Oh my god, that card has been in purgatory for so long now, but it's fine. No one's going to abuse it. No one's going to pen summon 3 Grand Moles, so whatever. Thank God. And then Compulsory Evacuation Device to 3. I I think this is pretty cool. It's kind of like Torrential going to 3, but probably not going to be as impactful. But it's a nice card that should have gone to 3 a long time ago. So, guys, that's going to do it for my ban list reactions. I really hope you guys enjoyed the impromptu setup here. I should be back in town later today, and we'll do some more videos discussing the ban list more in depth. Overall, I think it's a really good list. I think it addresses a lot of the big problems with the format. It addressed Pendulum FDK. It addressed Pendulum being the best deck of the format. It hit Draco, but Draco, I guess, is technically still playable in like a control style, but not with Masterpiece, so I don't know how, relevant that's going to be. 60 card got just wrecked by Grass going to 0. I don't think any of us would have seen that coming. That's probably the biggest shocker of the list. And then when you think about it, what other decks are still viable? I mean, other than Ancient Fairy Dragon, Spiral Nightmare is still basically at full power, so that's rather interesting. And then what other decks have been doing well? Trickstar is completely untouched by this list, so that's something noteworthy. Yeah, Invoked is pretty much untouched. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head, like, other decks. Dinosaurs are pretty much fine. Yeah, I mean, it's World Chalice is untouched for the most part. I mean, there's a lot of decks that went untouched. I feel like they just pretty much solved a lot of the problem decks. But, guys, let me know down in the comments what your guys' thoughts are on this list. Again, I really hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.